Hey there, educators. My name is Ashley, and today I'm here to share 3 quick tips with you on how you can flip your classroom. Whether you're just trying the idea out or you're ready to dive in, these tips will make your transition a whole lot easier. So let's go ahead and get started. Tip number 1, sample it out. So it's a lot like going to Costco, right? You go there, you try whatever the food is, and then you can decide whether or not you want to commit to that giant bag of dumplings or pizza rolls, right? Well, it's no different from the flipped classroom because the flipped classroom can be a lot of work. So you don't want to flip your entire classroom only to discover that it's not right for you, not right for your discipline, and certainly not right for your students. I would say to either record a lecture, a quick one, or find some educational content online that they can watch, or you can assign them an article to read or some of the textbook, and then have them come to class ready and prepared with an activity that they can try and they can discuss. Now, it's really important that you attach a grade to this because if not, students aren't as likely to do the pre-work, which is really important for the experience to work. So don't forget, sample it out. Tip number 2 is plan for fun. Now, I know that you might be thinking some of the material that we go over isn't always fun or exciting, but that doesn't mean that your activity can't be fun and exciting. For instance, when I first introduced Kahoot to my class, they loved it. Not only were they able to review the material that they had read or watched the night before, but they got to do it in a way that promoted friendly competition between their neighbors. And then we had a first, a second, and a third place winner. And usually I'll bring some kind of candy to reward them. Some other games that I like to play are like bingo or giant Jenga, and I'll divide them into groups, and this kind of gets their juices flowing. If you're not into friendly competition, then maybe you use some other methods for engaging your students, like group brainstorming, concept mapping, analyses of articles, and then at the very end, after you do something that involves group activities, you bring the group discussion back to the main class and you have them talk about how that experience went. The third and final tip that I have for you today is to ask for student feedback. Now, I know that sometimes this can be a little unsettling because you never know what you're going to get in some of these surveys, but you would not believe the amount of gold nuggets that you can get from your students to help to shape the class in the way that works for them best. Did they watch the entirety of the lecture? Were they prepared to answer some of the discussion questions or to engage in the activity that you had created for them? Did they enjoy working in groups or do they prefer to work in pairs? And so there are lots of things that you can get that help to shape the future of what your flipped classroom will look like. Some of the indirect feedback that I got was by simply watching the class interact with each other. Were there questions that took longer to answer? Or maybe there were questions that they felt confused about. So I would need to clarify that in another lecture or clarify it in person. Being able to collect some of that feedback really helps to shape the class and to get you started in transitioning into the flipped classroom. I hope some of these tips were helpful in getting you started on flipping your own classroom. Please let me know in the comments what you'd like to see and if you'd like another video detailing more tips on how to successfully flip your classroom. See you next time.